everyone, and welcome to our exclusive series of discussions for the Offshore Corp Talk forum. Business ideas, solutions, services, ways to reduce tax, you name it, we will eventually end up discussing it here. This is the first video in our new series, and it covers electronic money institutions. They're known as EMIs. An EMI is a company licensed to provide financial services to third parties in the same way that traditional banks do. They can't be referred to as bank because they operate in a different way. EMIs are a good alternative to traditional banks because they are faster, they're more agile, they allow quicker operations without too much paperwork or documents, without even going to the institution in person. Such institutions are safe, they're well regulated, they must follow governmental laws and regulations. Compared to banks, they can also provide better compliance procedures against fraud. But more importantly, EMIs are a solution to a modern demand. They're associated with today's digital era. They've been created for internet people by internet people. Those who run EMIs stick to the tempo of progress, and they provide modern possibilities and solutions. So from this point of view, EMIs also drive progress. They are the modern and clever way to do banking. No more millions spent on keeping branches or offices, sponsorships, marketing, ads. Instead, these institutions draw attention with their innovation. Just take a moment to think about all the online payment features implemented over the past 10 or 20 years. They used to sound fantastic back then, but they are now part of our day-to-day reality. Most of them were initially implemented by small EMIs rather than the large traditional banks. Take smartphones, for example. They've changed the world, no doubt. EMIs have come up with solutions to allow quick and easy payments with nothing but a few taps, maybe facial recognitions or fingerprint confirmation for security. Sure, many traditional banks have tried to catch up by developing their own apps and easy payments, but at the end of the day, certain operations are still limited. You're still dealing with an intermediary. You still have to wait for 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 days for an international transfer to come through. Just see this venture from a regular person's point of view. Electronic money can be used anytime and anywhere. Forget about the hassle of currency exchange and high commissions. Traditional banks will charge because they act like intermediaries. This is how they make their money, commissions and interest. If you go on holiday abroad, you make some international payments, you shop online, or you send money back home if you have an offshore business, you will face the high fees associated with banks, but little to no commission when dealing with EMIs. And moving on, offshore entrepreneurs and business people, such as the Offshore Corp Talk users, will find electronic money institutions more appealing than banks. There's a reason why you choose to do business abroad. Diversify your assets, perhaps get ready for a future in another country, or why not, just reduce tax. So when you work so hard to keep your expenses under control and maximize your profits, spending money on taxes, fees, currency exchange rates in banks is the last thing you want to do. Such institutions are a breath of fresh air for entrepreneurs. Obviously, with banks being around for hundreds of years, EMIs are still new, just being around for a couple of decades. They're still pushing to catch up with banks despite all of the innovations associated with their features. So from this point of view, such institutions are not perfect. They're very useful indeed, but they're not perfect. There's still room for improvement, and most of the flaws are associated with governmental regulations. So whether you want to find out more about EMIs or other concepts associated with the offshore industry, such as banking, accounting, company regulations, and other similar aspects, the Offshore Corp Talk forum is by far the web's greatest resource of guides and articles on this industry. If you want to keep an eye out on our channel for more information by subscribing to it. Thank you for watching.